All right, welcome to this weekend sidereal forecast for June 12th through the 14th. My name is Athen. So this weekend we're in the balsamic phase of the lunar cycle, gearing up for the new moon here on Tuesday. So this is always a good idea during the balsamic phase to think and reflect and just kind of think about what we learned during the last lunar cycle, during the last 4 weeks, especially since Mercury's been retrograde in Taurus as well. So we had the new moon in Taurus. We're having another new moon in Taurus. So a lot of the things that we learned around that time relating to the material side of things, relating to our values, relating to what we enjoy out of life, can certainly be something we can consider taking into, so to speak, into the next lunar cycle. Or what about it do we want to start and begin and work with? Because that's, of course, the new moon next week, and it's going to be a very energetic new moon because it's happening very close to Mars, a conjunction with Mars here. But this weekend with the balsamic phase, it's a really good idea, whether it's active or not, to be conscious and sort of reflective to a degree in regards to those material aspects of life. So on Friday, we've got a lot of these aspects finishing up. We've got Mercury still stationed on Friday, so things still paused in the sky in terms of our communications and correspondence. At least that's a good idea. As we unfold through the weekend, we're going to feel more and more of this Sun and Mars energy, which can be very motivating, very excited. And I think there is a lot of already motivation brewing and excitement brewing, perhaps. So whatever that is, it's good, I think, and it can be some new things perhaps around Sunday in particular, or this weekend in relation to these goals and drives and such matters. But again, reflective is certainly the key. And one thing I want to mention too, that the moon is going to be in Aries both on Friday and Saturday. So if you are active, or if you are thinking about doing things like running, getting the body moving, exercising, things that really are active, can be very meditative actually, and it can be a good sort of way to reflect and sort of pick up on what's going on and where the new beginnings are shaping up and what you learned, etc. So something to keep in mind there, but it's all types of things that are relating to your assertiveness, your drives, your goals. I think there is going to be a lot of that motivation, particularly on Friday and Saturday. On Friday in particular can be another day of healing. Mars and the Sun will be squaring up to Chiron, remembering to take it slow, remembering to get that rest and relaxation. Very, very important and very, very healing when we do, particularly on Friday. Now, Friday and Saturday, we've got Venus sextiling up to the North Node. So here, it's an opportunity with relationships or with values. Venus naturally does rule Taurus, but she is in Cancer right now. So this means home, family, past, roots, a really good weekend, I would say, for all of those things, or connecting to our relationships on a very emotional level is another way of looking at that. So a good weekend for those things. It's a sextile opportunity, which means it's there. We can choose or choose not to do it, but I think we can find that very, very supportive along our life path, particularly relating to our self-improvement and perhaps service to others. Now on Sunday, that culmination between the Sun and Mars, I think the energies will be quite high. It's very important that we channel it. And again, I think things through physical activity is a good way of channeling it, because it then helps you stay in a meditative and present state, which will be important over the weekend. And there, as well, maybe some new beginnings relating to, some passions, some drives, but these real new beginnings are going to be next week during the new moon, as the new moon unfolds next week, relating to these motivations. So perhaps reflecting on the things that we're really passionate or excited about would be very, very nice as well. So no major lunar aspects on Friday, except for the late evening. On Saturday, just to kind of emphasize this, could be a good day for change. Also a good day, I think we could be very optimistic, just staying grounded with that. And then on Sunday, while this high energy is in effect, the moon will be opposing up to Saturn. So maybe there are some responsibilities, and it is a good day for taking care of both the sensual and enjoyment aspects of life, which is going to be the moon in Taurus, connecting to the sensual pleasures, but at the same time, maybe taking care of some responsibilities and thinking long-term and doing more of these mature Saturnian things will be a nice way to balance these two areas of life. So all in all, I think this is a weekend of pause. Mercury's still paused. We're coming up to the new moon. We're not quite there yet, but there's a lot of this excited energy with the Sun and Mars expressing ourselves, wanting to, put any creative things into action or any type of goals and stuff. So taking it slow, but nonetheless can be some shaping up of those matters at the very least on the more intellectual or thinking side of things. And yeah, maybe relationships, maybe our values, things like this can be very nice over the weekend as well. So have a nice one. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you all on Monday. Take care.